Hey everyone, Cooper here, host of the fine podcast you're listening to. I just want to let you know that the episode you clicked on has a format that is very heavily inspired by a podcast called The Booking It. To be clear, our thoughts and opinions in this episode are our own, but the format is very similar to this podcast. I just wanted to give you a heads up and give credit where it is due. With that out of the way, enjoy the show. Coming up next, Booking It wraps up their discussion on Monster in the Hollows.
Yeehaw! That's what I was going to say.
Welcome to Booking It, everybody. We're four Christian homeschoolers discuss books. I'm your humble, eloquent host, Cooper Cobbs. Isaiah just yeehawed over there.
We'll leave it on for you, don't worry.
Yeah, we'll leave it on. There's Matthew over there.
Howdy.
And there's Tanner.
Yo, guys, Cooper just said there's Tanner. I mean, that makes me feel very
And there's Tanner. Is that what you want me to do now?
I don't know. That felt better than what you just said, but it
doesn't
doesn't matter. Just
I'll
keep
do
going.
that next episode first time. Just to give you self-esteem points.
Yes, for all of you that did not know, that is a very real thing in our class. A very
we've got
real
Isaiah, we've got Matthew, and there's Tanner. That's what I'm going to do next time.
Okay. Enough with me. Enough about me. Continue.
Oh, well, fellas. How's your week been? Because I just voice cracked. How's your week been, guys?
Wink, wink.
Pretty good.
I mean, no, yeah, it's been.
We haven't really done it yet.
It has been great. It will be great. The Mandalorian season 2 will have come out by now. We will have had watched 2 episodes.
It was so great? We already saw the first couple episodes. It's been great.
That's right.
Well, guess what?
It's gonna come out
Matthew?
2 weeks
I'm
after.
Back to the Future. I'm here
I
and you're
have
there.
no
okay,
school on
so
Thursday.
we can just act like that the entire time.
All right, guys. Well, do we have any more banner we want to get out of the way before we talk about Monster in the Hollows?
We decided not to. We decided not to bore you guys with our fantasy league this week, so you're welcome for that.
That's right. Yeah.
We realized people probably aren't that interested. So
No, it's okay.
Even though I have to go up
Hey.
against Isaiah this week.
But guys, you know what they are interested in? Monster in the Hollows.
It was a good
transition
book.
right there.
Real good.
Real good.
I had to do it both times. I'm sorry.
You had to do it. I know. That's so good.
That's like my
You know
favorite
what?
quote.
Matthew's gonna use it. He's like, "Ain't my favorite word, real good. My second favorite word. Well,
Even though it's 2 words.
My second
and
favorite
I love the guy's
phrase-
name.
Hey,
Hey,
correct
Guild-
pronunciation and grammar. Real good phrase.
oh yeah, that's true. I should have said phrase. Matthew, what are you gonna say?
I love Guildmaster O'Sally's name is Biggin, like with no G. It's Biggin.
Oh yeah.
Like
Oh, we should
I literally named a fish that one time.
Wait, what?
Technically, my friend named it, but yes, we got this huge bass, and we were like, "That's a biggin."
I thought you said fist. Oh, you said fish. Oh.
I heard
Well, my fist too.
Matthew's fist is now named a biggin.
Which one?
the right one, obviously.
Why is
we
that
said- so we-
obvious?
I have no idea. I just feel like saying obviously. The other one's Lytton. Anyway, what did you guys think about Guildmaster Clout? We talked about the other couple Guildmasters. We didn't talk about Guildmaster Clout. What do you
Yes,
guys
I
think about him?
love him. He's basically a football coach. He
I
knows
mean,
what he's
exactly.
talking about, but he's stern, and he actually really likes the kids, but he has to hide it
He
to be
doesn't
tough
let
on
them
them
know,
so
that's
they can be
right.
really
That's right.
good.
He's always fair. Yep.
Yeah.
Carrying a big stick
definitely-
around like a man.
Oh, definitely.
I really liked the one scene where they kind of outsmarted him with the basket game by
Oh, the
teaming up.
basket game's
There
one
was-
of my favorite scenes.
Yeah, what was it? It was Joe Bill, right?
Yeah,
Not
Joe Bill.
It was the names are amazing in this book. So there's Joe Bill, Kalmar, and Jan are all teamed up, and they were playing this game where they had to sneak an apple from an apple tree and put it in a basket without
Oh, yeah.
him without him hitting them with a stick. And so they all teamed up, and they almost got it, and he said it was the closest it had ever been, but then he kind of like pretended that they did terrible. But then they got to
Yeah.
go without running any laps, so it was pretty good.
Yeah. And then Rudrick was like,
And then
"Hard
Rudrick
not
comes
to
in,
look
he's
good
like,
in
wow,
black."
hard not to look good in black.
Yeah, right. So, I want to start off this podcast by talking about the further fate of Sarah Cobbler.
Yeah. Okay.
These are some of my favorite
Ooh.
chapters.
Oh, yeah, speaking of Tanner.
Oh, Tanner's
Yeah.
cheer.
That joke really played well last week.
Yes, it did.
Oh, that was great.
We
It's
got
actually
like
2 weeks
10
ago.
extra views for it.
Anyway.
No, no, guys,
Tanner,
it was 2 weeks
what'd you
ago. Because
think?
recording this in a week. It's coming out in 2 weeks.
Oh,
from now,
whatever.
so 3 weeks ago.
No, it
2
came
weeks
out.
ago.
Right,
2 weeks ago.
No, it came out like. Oh, that's true. You're right. Anyway, that's true.
I'm always.
The
right when it
timeline
comes
is
to
so
math.
weird.
Isaiah's
The
got
timeline is so
timeline
weird.
instead. Anyway, what do you guys think about the further fate of Sarah Cobbler?
The chapter will just like the whole thing about going back and forth every 5 chapters.
Yeah, let's do this the whole thing. I don't
Yeah,
think.
I really thought I liked that because once Jander started talking to Artham about it and saying like when you go back to Scree, I was like maybe they're gonna do a chapter about Artham going and rescuing everyone, including Sarah Cobbler. But this is a
Yep.
little different than what I was expecting, and it's basically Sarah Cobbler starting a revolution in the
That's right.
Fork Factory, and it's pretty interesting because like every 5 or so chapters they'll go back to it and do a short little chapter about what's going on there. And she's made some friends, and it's just really cool to read about stuff from the last book, because really that's the only similar thing from the last book, other than obviously like the consistent
The
fangs
main
and whatnot.
characters.
But like,
That's right.
yeah, but like all the other all the other side main characters are different from the side main characters in the last book. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
true.
Like Marilee and all the other Stranders, and
They gone.
yeah, now it's like Rudrick and the Ground Witch and all them. Bonifer.
Yeah. Bonifer Squad.
I
It is
like this-
interesting to me. It is interesting to me how they keep Oscar there the whole time. I like it, but it's definitely different. You know that there's
yeah.
like just a random guy who doesn't really have any importance with like Anir or anything. That he was just an old friend from their town,
Yeah.
and he just
Yeah.
traveled with them this whole way. I thought that was kind of cool.
That's a
And
good point.
basically, the only thing he ever says is "in the woods of."
Yeah, that's true. That's pretty
Yes.
much all he
He's
ever
like-
says now.
He's like that guy, or that not that guy, the girl from Wrinkle in Time, who always just quotes
Oh.
people. Have you read that?
Oh yeah. That
Oh,
one,
yeah,
that
except he
Mrs.
goes,
who?
"In the words of this random king over in this country, ask
Yeah.
your mother."
Yeah, I know, right? It's so great. All right, sorry, Tanner, we interrupted you. What are you gonna say?
Yeah, I like this segment. It's very I liked how we get to look back into what's happening back in Scree, just like this kind of telescopic type view where we're like looking back over the sea again, and it's just I like it, except I just kind of wish we didn't really have that, except for like the obviously extremely necessary parts for like Artham and such. But I will elaborate on why so in the final closing thoughts episode, because
It will be so in the closing thoughts episode.
oh my gosh,
yeah.
it's just because of some stuff that happens in the War in the Wolf King that makes me a little bit sad. But
Yeah,
Oh, there's a word in Wolfgang again.
Had to bring that up.
that's
Yep.
right.
Start a counter. That's one time.
Sorry, that was
That's
kind of
true. Yeah. Start tally mark. Give us the end tally mark at the end.
Got it.
What else should we talk about? What's up next? We kind of blended everything together.
in the
Should we
last,
talk about
last week. Yeah.
Let's talk about the Library of Ban Ronan. What do you guys think about the creepy librarian?
It was kind of majestic, and then there was that weird
Kind
librarian.
of creepy.
Yeah,
being
that's funny. It's like,
obvi-
no, woman,
obviously
we don't need help.
obviously us being book-loving people, we would all extremely love to be in that specific place. Just
Yep.
I love the first description where we have, because you don't really get this anywhere else in the entire series, but like you get to see like the outside. I didn't notice this until the third time around, but like all of the porches and outcroppings where you can sit and all of that. I just really like that idea. Like just all of the like trees and such that you could climb, and then he saw people climbing around them. His thoughts while he was in the library were just like hilarious throughout the entire
Yeah.
time.
I like
That'd
this.
be pretty cool
Like,
to see.
yeah, like the straight ahead were stories about creepy sounds. Another sign pointed to the left and said stories with treasures. And then to the right it said stories with bittersweet endings and true stories, if you dare. The lowest sign read signpost number 2. Yeah, I mean it's like
The lower
histories
sign
of
signpost number
piracy
2.
and- yeah,
I forgot about that.
the histories of piracy by pirates' wives. And
Yes.
histories of countries you'll never visit. Just like,
I
it
love the
sounds
sections.
So awesome.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I
It's like you.
I love it. I just wish like we had those in like actual libraries, like all of the like specific ones,
Signpost
because
number 2.
all of the
Yeah.
other ones, like that's just, it's very funny, but I wish it was real in real life. It
Yeah.
would make searching for things in an actual library much easier. But obviously
much
we
more
have
fun.
Yeah, but then it wouldn't be funny in this book because
That's
we'd
true.
be
That's a good
used
point.
to it.
Yeah, then he'd be like, guys, what if they put size 16 text on a piece of paper and slapped it on a bookshelf? Wouldn't that sound cool?
what?
That's basically what would happen if...
Man, imagine
wow.
if they sort them by number.
Whoa.
What do they do? The Dewey Decimal System. You guys
Yeah, I
haven't
know.
heard of them? Oh. Oh, you'd be like, oh,
Hey
I
guys,
see what you mean.
imagine it.
It'll be tested. Yeah. Yawn. You'll be tested on it next week. Yeah. That's right. That's right. Library. We all love libraries. I love the library.
I haven't been to a library in a long time. It's all right. I get plenty of books
A
from y'all
moment
to
of
read every
silence
week.
for libraries.
Tanner's like your library now. He basically gives you
Yeah,
all the books
Tanner's
you can
basically
read.
my library.
A moment of silence for libraries during COVID.
Our moment of silence is over because Tanner never goes to a library ever. He has a full digital library and like a 15 section bookshelf in his home.
Yeah, but
so
a
like,
real library's better because it's got like actual books in there, and you can just go.
Yeah, Tanner's
read
like,
it.
imagine if Kindle had signposts in their app. Wouldn't that be cool?
that was really bad, Cooper.
I'm sorry.
Still pretty funny.
Oh, this is one of my favorite parts here. Ready when you are, Rudrick said to Nia without even a glance at the children. He grinned at her in a way that made Janner feel a little embarrassed, though Nia didn't seem to mind at all. She let out what Janner would have called a giggle if he didn't know any better. Nia Wingfeather didn't giggle. Like, that's so great.
Yeah.
I just
Yeah.
cringed. I cringed
like,
the entire
whoa.
time I listened to
Yeah,
that.
I know, it's cringy, but it's so funny. Oh, man. That's one of my favorite parts. Yeah. What do you guys think about Nia and Rudrick together, huh?
First of
I
all,
thought it
it's
was
Kind of
cool.
awkward.
it's Rudrick, and it was kind of cheesy, really cheesy, like that entire
Yeah.
segment.
Yeah.
Like
Well,
it got
you
on my
think all
nerves
love
every time
stories
they
are
brought
cheesy,
through that.
so-
Yeah,
I
that's true.
I have a very specific taste.
Yeah.
Oh,
Tanner's like,
we know.
okay.
Actually, it seems to be pretty broad. No.
Are you finished giggling? Because if I didn't know any better, you guys don't giggle.
No, we do
It's not
giggle.
giggling,
We
it's
giggle a
straight
lot.
out laughing. It's not giggling, it's straight out laughing.
Oh, man. Alrighty.
Oh, that was great.
Reckoning for the Bunch. We
Real
already
great.
talked about that. That was
Oh
good.
no, that's good. Never mind.
That was
My
good.
favorite
Oh.
scene in the entire series, just right there, that little
Yep,
snapshot.
Great scene. It's a great scene.
Okay, I don't want you guys to spoil anything for me, but in the future of this series, are there any more instances where he just becomes like a real throne warden like that? Just yes.
There-
or no. Don't.
there
tell me
are,
anything
like,
specific.
Absolutely.
25,
Alright, good to
like
hear.
the
That's all I
entire
wanna know.
book.
Don't
I mean,
tell me anything else. Don't tell me
Like,
anything.
there's the part, right, guys?
Oh, okay.
Don't tell him anything else.
Like, Warden the Wolf King, though, is like all of Janner's
Oh,
accepting
that's
his
two.
responsibility, you know,
Okay.
as Warden. As Warden.
That
He was
should be
pretty
good then.
epic. He was
Yeah.
grabbing two swords out of his sheaths and then just swinging in
Dude.
circles. That was a bit of
Dude.
an exaggeration, but
Shut up.
That didn't happen. That didn't happen. What do you guys
Actually,
think
it did
about
happen.
the Palaver and Goalie Saloon? I thought that was funny. Just two farmer idiots just talking together about hog pidlets, and I was like, oh, that's kind of funny.
It is kind of. It's funny how like all the other animals over in the Green Hollows are all like normal animals. There's goats, there's sheep, there's dogs, and then there's hog piglets.
Yep.
It's like just call them pigs, bro.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
I know.
It ain't rocket science.
Or hogs.
Yeah, it's funny. Snick buzzards. Ugh. Aye, terrible mean. Razor sharp beaks. Talons like daggers. And the worst part? Yes, Lenry and Patty ass.
belly button.
Belly button. It's so funny.
Yes, the worst part, the belly
Not
button.
on a-
I can just imagine Poto saying that. The
Yeah.
belly button.
Not on a bird.
Yeah.
No.
Not on a bird, no. That could not happen ever. Yeah. Would you guys? So, a lesson in sneakery. I think that's probably one of my favorite chapters in the book, definitely, and maybe in the whole series. Maybe not in the whole series, but
Isn't that the one where they're doing the apples?
yes,
on the
we
trees?
talked about it
Yeah.
last week. But I mean, yeah, it was still a great
No,
part.
we talked about it right now.
No, we talked about it last
This
week
one.
too.
Hello,
No, we just
Isaiah.
talked about it in this one with saying beating him with a stick, and Matthew says, the dude comes over,
That was,
Oh.
that was
Roderick, and he's like, we look good in black,
Oh
don't
yeah,
we?
yeah, that's right.
Oh yeah, that's true. We did talk about it in this one, not last week. This week.
Isaiah's got the timeline in his head. That's right. Tanner, sorry, were you gonna say something?
Yeah, I got a really big editing job.
Yep, one step bonus. All right, Tanner, sorry, were you gonna say something?
I was
I don't have
not.
a bonus. I don't even have a payment.
Yep, that's true. He doesn't get paid.
Hey,
We
we're
don't
trying
talk
to
about that.
Feels
we're
like it,
trying to
I
make
guess.
this self-sustaining, Isaiah. So you just kind of gotta wait for a little bit. We're attempting to make this self-sustaining right now.
That's right.
Hey, and if you want to help us
It
out
already
with
is
that,
self-sustaining.
Hey,
if you wanna help us out with that,
whoa,
make
we
sure
don't,
to
we don't
go-
point any fingers. We don't point any fingers.
I was gonna say, go to
Oh.
patreon.com/booking it.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
oh, they
we
talking
just
about Tanner.
recorded a Peter and Imbo episode. If you guys want to go listen to that, donate.
$10
We'll take
a
it.
month. That's right.
Yes,
just
we
send
just
a couple-
recorded
$10
it.
a
It's gonna
month.
be a great episode, great book.
And
Yeah,
it's only
also
part
really
one, so
looking
you're going to have to
into the
donate
book,
for
too.
2 months or more for them.
Yep, that's right. So Andrew Peterson kind of left a trail of breadcrumbs throughout the whole book, like breadcrumbs throughout the whole book, with like Calmar leaving the bed and not
Yes.
being there. Did you ever guess what he was
Yeah,
up
and eating
to?
some
Oh
bread.
yeah, oh yeah. That was
guessed.
the most obvious thing. Yes.
Yeah,
He was eating food.
you put 2 and 2 together?
Yeah. I
No
mean,
way.
I know I'm not
You can do that.
Tanner, but
Okay.
like,
No, yeah, yeah, it's true. Yeah, I think you're just kind of like in self-denial. You're like, come on, it couldn't be Kalmar. Come on, please, no.
yeah, I know. Yeah.
So, Tanner, was this the time that you predicted what would happen whenever Kalmar was like sneaking out of bed, or someone was stealing chickens, and did you predict that it was Kalmar?
Yes, I did. It was extremely obvious. It was just very it was a very easily followed trail of breadcrumbs. It looked like a full baguette to
Wet
me.
qualms. That's a
it
good
looked
quote.
like a full baguette.
We
is
should
it?
give Tanner that T-shirt. It's a full baguette. But it's actually a pretty good
yes.
quote.
Yes.
Um,
Yeah, it is.
what else are we talking about? Oh yeah, so we
Trail
predicted
of
that.
breadcrumbs that looked like
Yeah.
full baguette.
It looked like a full baguette. It didn't like a look like a full baguette. That chicken that Kalmar ate.
But yes, I did
Yep.
did predict that part a little bit after Poto started talking about Poto and those other 2 guys at the bar started talking about the things going missing, and then it was super obvious as soon as like the first time Janner heard him stop breathing, but I'd kind of already
Yeah.
guessed by then, but that kind of just confirmed
Definitely.
Someone stop breathing.
it. Well,
Yeah.
he wasn't there, so he
Janner's,
wasn't
Janner,
breathing.
I bet
Technically, it
Janner
was
was like,
just
"Oh
not
no,
there."
Kalmar's not breathing. He's dead." Instead of, "Oh no, he's not here." I bet you that's what he's thought.
But he was so exhausted,
Except
he
he did
just went to
nothing about it.
sleep.
And he's like, "Why didn't?"
Yeah, his brother stops breathing, or he stops hearing his breath. He's like, well, okay,
Yeah.
I'm going to bed.
That's really what happened.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I sleep with my brother.
Yeah, I know. I was like, why didn't
I
you
sleep
just
with
check
my
on
brother,
him?
and if I hear him stop breathing, I go and check because he snores like a lot.
Yeah, that's what Kalmar did, and Janner still.
I would have just been happy with
Yeah.
him stop snoring.
They'd have been like, "Oh, he stopped snoring, the slob. Good."
What? I wouldn't do that.
For all those that did not know,
all right, okay. I'm about
Okay,
to ask you a
anyways,
question.
hey, focus up.
Ask you a
We got a lot to
question, you
cover
guys
in the
have to
next 10
answer
minutes.
honestly. What would you have done if you were a
Yeah.
Hollows folk, and what would you have done to Kalmar based on the circumstances?
I probably wouldn't have accepted him just like they didn't.
Yeah, no, like
Waste
sorry,
a while.
like arrested him. Yeah,
No, you mean like if we
Exactly.
found out about him stealing the
Oh, I
livestock?
would have
Yeah.
arrested him for sure.
what would you have?
Probably. Unless I was Rudrick and I liked his mom, then I probably
Yeah, but
wouldn't.
Rudrick wasn't
yeah,
there.
I would have
But
slept.
if you, yeah, exactly.
I would have
that's
slept
true,
next
wasn't
to a
it?
machete
And if
every
they-
night. That's
yeah,
what
I
I would
would've
have
been,
done.
Like their whole lives are
happy.
just running from the fangs
Yeah.
and hiding from that.
What would you have done as a Hollows folk if you thought that Kalmar had eaten the baby or Friva's baby?
Killed him,
Probably
Like,
killed
yeah.
him.
hanged him.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at it, it's like
Except they didn't
That's
kill him
true.
because he's alive.
But there's not a lot of evidence, was there? Yeah. Actually, on a side note, what'd you think about Rudrick and Nia going to get married, huh? We already talked about it a little bit, but
Cringe factor, cringe factor,
Yeah.
cringe factor.
Well,
yeah, right.
What?
Cringe factor.
I understood how Janer felt about it. Like, because that just seemed like Janer, just like not even really thinking about Rudrick, but just like immediately thinking about like what it meant about
Right.
what his mom meant about his father, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he got all upset.
What'd you guys think about the Chumpley Amendment? Was that funny?
That was very
I can't
funny.
remember. What was that again?
What?
You
Tanner?
cannot kill. You cannot. Oh, for Isaiah, I liked it. But for Isaiah, I was just saying you cannot you cannot kill members of royalty. You must banish them.
That's right.
Oh, yeah, okay.
That's funny.
Oh. He must have banished them.
Yeah.
Banished the whole baguette.
That's true. That's
What the
true.
heck?
Banish the whole bag.
Breadcrumbs the size of baguettes, guys. That's what that was. Just like
right.
a huge, large baguette.
Oh yeah. So, what'd you think about the Florid Sword and Artham rescuing Sarah Cobbler? Oh. I did not, thou featherless.
To quote Tanner, woohoo!
You mean in the words of Tanner Lewis?
Yeah, sorry. In the words of Tanner Lewis, about 15 minutes ago. Woohoo!
That's right.
At least that's what I heard of him saying.
Yeah, it was pretty hot. I was
Yeah.
waiting for that kind of the whole book
That's
ever
right.
since Janer talked to Artham. I didn't expect there to be so much other like coverage chapters covering the
Yeah.
stuff going on at the Fork Factory. Before that, I
Mhm.
thought it would just be like a chapter about that.
You're
Or
like,
something.
and they freed the
I thought it was good.
prisoners. Done.
Yes.
Or
Which, now that you think about it, is also a lot like
Huh.
Peter Nimble.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know, because
Right.
they were all,
They-
they freed
Right.
all those people working down there.
Yep. And they freed the
Or all the
ravens
crows, I guess.
from the just desserts.
Or,
Deserts,
yeah,
not
Roven.
desserts.
Yeah, I can.
Yeah.
I want to say something on this, but I can't. I have to save it for either the Warden and the Wolf King or
it will be so.
or
in
the
Wolf
closing
King.
That's fine.
episode.
There you go, Isaiah.
So,
Tally.
Hey, Tanner, this better be a good
3
episode.
episodes.
Warden the Wolf King.
Yeah.
You're talking it up. All you've said, all 3 episodes before then, or all 3 books, is just you gotta save some stuff for that. So
Yeah.
you're gonna be just.
I will.
blabbing
So
up
you
all
guys
the
are
time.
just gonna
It
need to
ain't good. Ooh,
be
boy.
ready to mute yourselves and just set yourselves on hold for a Tanner lecture.
Yeah.
What?
No, just sit
Nuh-uh.
back, a cup of coffee, my fuzzy socks on, just let Tanner take the whole episode from us.
Take a nap.
Yeah, Isaiah. I have fuzzy socks.
You don't
I'll
have
send you
fuzzy
a photo.
socks, Cooper.
I'm even cooler. I have slippers. I mean, Cooper has fuzzy socks. Tanner has slippers. Fuzzy
That's right.
slippers too. I mean,
That's right.
that's just cooler.
I have house shoes.
Anyway, so I think we talked about last time or this time, I can't remember. But
I just am
oh my
fuzzy.
gosh. Does anybody else did we predict that that Bonifer was bad?
I just started getting a hint of
I
like
kinda
something
did.
secret.
I
that
didn't
was
really,
bad.
I didn't predict it. I just thought that if anyone
Mm-hmm.
was gonna turn bad, it was him, because he was kind of just like that character that wasn't totally necessary for the good side of the story. You know, that
He was
could
just trying
turn
to
bad,
please
like,
everyone and try to be like.
he was
acting-
he was set up in the way that he could easily be turned into a bad guy, which I just recognize
right.
from millions of other stories. But I mean, he definitely could have still been good if
He chose to.
yeah, Andrew
That's right.
Peterson. If Andrew Peterson chose to.
Yeah, I saw
keep
I
him
saw a
big, yeah.
glimpse of that, but it wasn't really like sufficient enough to make me kind of predict it. It was not. He was very sly in that he kept like a whole lot of background stuff secret for him, for until the Warden and the Wolf King actually, but he kept most of his background just hidden, and then that helped. For love.
Yeah. One of my favorite scenes is when the fangs are there, and then Lily sees her dog, and then Rudrick's like, "Oh, Lily, he found me." And that was one of my favorite scenes. I was like, that's what a man would do.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I love you trying to do a
Oily.
Rudrick voice.
He found me. Kapow.
Yeah,
Let's just say Cooper's voice.
you have
ain't
not
the
heard
deepest.
Andrew
I
Peterson.
know, this
Super
is my
bad
real
doing
voice.
voices.
I just talk like this all the time, just to kind of. Anyway, we know. Hey, oh guys, have you actually heard the real song "My Love Has Gone Across the Sea"?
I have actually. My sisters sing it every day.
Hey,
They were actually
amen,
singing that
right?
a few minutes ago.
My sister learned to play it on the piano, and
I can play it on the
I
piano.
mean, oh, whoa.
Oh.
Oh, what a
Hey,
man.
just because my
Yeah.
sisters wanted me to help them.
That's okay.
Oh yeah, sure.
But anyway,
It says that
it's
after.
actually,
yeah,
really,
yeah,
it's
yeah.
actually really pretty. Did you guys read it, or did you just kind of skip over it?
I mean, I listened to like the whole thing.
Okay, so
That's true.
I'm one of those weirdos that kind of skips over poetry. I actually skip over every single poem in The Lord of the Rings. Not joking, except for the important one.
That is 100%.
You literally
I mean, I
said
do that
in the
too.
Hobbit episode.
I mean,
No,
that's
I love
true.
the
You
I love
all
the
the
po-
poetry.
I loved
Besides
the
that,
I read the Misty Mountains, but I didn't read
Sure.
anything else. That was the only one that I did.
No, you said you love all poetry in Lord of the Rings.
That
and
was
The
after
Hobbit.
going.
And you said you love
No,
poetry
like
in general.
that was the Can I clarify, please, without
Yeah.
anybody talking over me? Okay,
sure.
so
Yes.
my thing is, I loved poetry in The Lord of the Rings after I went back to it. Like, when I originally read
sure.
it, I just skipped
That's a good
over it
point.
because it was just, like, going forever and ever.
Yeah.
And I was like, I want to get to the storyline, so I skipped over it. For the second time through, when I saw how important it was, I reread it. So that's
Yeah, when I reread it like that, I
that's explaining it. But I did read. I only skip it when it's like super long. But I did read through the songs in the Wingfeather Saga.
like
just
when it's
because
in Tom Bombadil,
they were
I
good.
really
Still
did
skipping
skip it. Like nobody needs to read Tom Bombadil's poetry. I'm sorry, Token.
And what type of name is that?
I
Tom
know, right?
Bombadil? What?
Anyway, what do you guys think about
abominable.
Espen's epic run? I really like that.
Sing the song of the ancient stones, and the blood of the beast imbues
no.
your bones.
Oh yeah, that's a good part too. Let's talk about that. What'd you guys?
Oh wow.
Oops, sorry,
just
beast.
Tanner just
What'd you,
quoting. Like it's
what'd you
scripture
guys
or something.
think about like the Artham Espen connection and the sing the songs part?
Yeah, I liked it. It was very like heartwarming one. Like it was sad, but it was like heartwarming for some reason. It just
Yeah.
kind of like it's sad at first, and then it just kind of gradually goes into heartwarming. Like how like Artham is just going there like sing, just like
Yeah.
screaming, and the Merrily and it is, oh come on, name skip me. Come on, help me out. Sarah Cobbler came back to me.
Oh.
Mm.
Okay, so when
You forgot her name.
stop. It's not like I have a crush on her or anything. So
Yeah, totally not.
Ooh. Totally not the one.
You're pretty bad at sarcasm. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Yeah. We'll stop teasing. Alrighty.
We'll stop.
We
teasing
gotta
you.
finish this book. What do you
Yeah,
guys
hurry
think
up and
about
finish.
Espen's like epic run? As like he gets injured, then he smacks people down. He gets injured, then he smacks some more people or fangs down.
So basically, he almost dies, sings a song. He's like, "Oh, I'm over. I'm super powered." now.
I
I
think
kills
about
people."
the Hulk. Just go the entire thing. I was thinking about that. I was just thinking about the Hulk before he got turned into half smart Hulk, half unsmart Hulk.
Yeah, it's
Just
so stupid.
But the Hulk never really
Yeah.
got. I mean, he only did like once, where he actually got like completely
True.
destroyed and could
True.
almost died.
Anyway, back to Monster in the
That
Hollows.
was against Thanos.
The power of songs in this book. The
Yeah, I
power
mean,
of songs in this book is
I-
and you
I
haven't
think-
even
serious,
seen
yeah.
half of it, Matthew.
Like, it
half
turns-
of it.
Yeah, with this,
Nope,
with this-
another reference to Warden and the Wolf King.
I should really just stop talking because I'm never
With
gonna get
this-
the end of Warden the Wolf King.
Oh,
in the
oh.
words of Tanner J.
no,
Lewis.
it's actually
Warren
James
Seven.
T. Lewis.
Oh,
Anyway,
Whatever.
what was I gonna say? I think we learned in this series like words have power, just like in Harry Potter. Ah, dang it, just kind of like that, you know. But anyway, anything else to say about Monster in the Hollows?
Yeah, I just really loved how much
Good book.
the very
Favorite so
end
far.
bled into the
Yeah.
last the Warden and the Wolf King.
The
how the
Monster
Monster
in
in
the
the Hollows
Hollows.
just really like
Yeah,
it bled and
By the way, we're at 9 tally count for Warden and the Wolf King set times Tanner.
Oh yeah,
It-
nice.
Well, we're at the end, so I kind of have to. It just
Yeah,
kind
that's
of
okay.
leads. It leads into the.
Well,
You could
come on,
wait
come
till
on,
next
come on.
episode.
It leads into the War and the Wolf King so well because he just
Definitely.
leaves you on kind of these cliffhangers, like when Janner was super puzzled about
spoil anything.
Bonifer Scroon when he said, "I did it for love" and all of that.
Yeah,
And then
definitely
you just
that part.
kind of all of that. He just keeps he kind of leaves you on an edge for a few minor things that actually prove to be extremely important later. More on that later. But
That's
it really bleeds very well. I think he picked up his pen after finishing that one and went straight to the War and the Wolf King.
I'm sure he did, as he had a lot to do. All right, one more question for Matthew, and we'll do dinner shout-outs. Matthew, so how compared to when you tried to read it for the very first time, how much are you liking the Wingfeather Saga so far? Just kind of
Like, what do you want me to
give an
rate it out of
update
10,
of
or,
how much you like it.
It's
Mhm.
definitely getting better with every book.
Like I said, it would.
It's definitely still whatever I say. It's still definitely not my favorite
Yeah.
series of all time, but I think there's a lot of good components about it. Just being good quality book, great wording,
Yeah.
just a great storyline, everything we've talked about, and it makes it a good.
That's right. Oh
book.
yeah.
Really
And with that, we end our shout-outs. Alrighty. Isaiah, what would someone want to do?
Yes.
I'll tell you
What
in
are
a
we
minute.
what are
So
we gonna do
Isaiah,
this time?
what would someone want to do if they wanted to donate a shout-out?
They'd have to go to patreon.com/bookin it, and then from there they can choose any of our
That's
4
right.
tiers. Lowest one being $5 and highest one
That's-
being $50. All of them
That's
give
right.
you a shout
And the
out.
link is included in the description below. Alrighty, guys. So this time, for our donors, when I say the patron name, you guys are going to say whether they would be a green fang or a gray fang.
What about Spider?
What? No.
Spider.
Green fang or a gray fang? Okay.
Yeah.
Tanner, you going to go first?
Sure. So, Mr. Sebastian, you get to be a Grey Fang.
Mr. Sebastian, gray fang. Alright, Isaiah, you get your grandparents.
They'll be green.
Alrighty, Matthew, Nana.
She'll be gray.
Alright, Tanner, Van Pappy, and Wayla.
They both get to be gray.
Nice. And then
Gray,
we
gray.
have, Becky. Who's Becky?
Becky will be a gray.
Gray fang. Alrighty, guys. Until next time, keep on
Booking it.
Okay, let's try that again.
Okay,
Let's try it again.
Ready? 3, 2, 1.
Keep
Keep
on
on
booking.
booking.
Guys,
Come
come on.
on.
No,
Let's do
okay,
that.
we're
See you
retrying.
next time.
Ready? I got it.
1,
3,
2,
2,
1.
1.
Keep on booking.
Keep on
Oh my
what are you
gosh.
doing?